Hey everybody, it's Jim from Cigars. This video is about memories, cigar memories in particular. And I gotta admit, I have problems remembering what I had for lunch yesterday, but I can go back and have crystal clear, vivid memories of cigars I smoked 7 or 8 or 10 years ago, where I was and how I felt and what the weather was like and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if I'm a little bit unique in that respect, or if everybody has that sort of memory. So I'm going to give you some examples about my memories to jog your memory a little bit and see if you can come up with any ideas and put them in the comments. I'm really interested to find out if you have vivid memories like I do. So the first couple examples I'm going to give you really kind of illustrate that it doesn't have to be a memorable cigar or a memorable event or a memorable place. These two happened right in my backyard, and I can tell you exactly. I wasn't sitting where I'm sitting right now, but I can tell you exactly where I was sitting, what the weather was like. One cigar was a Man of War, and the other was a Rocky Patel Edge. And those aren't particularly noteworthy cigars, certainly, but I remember very vividly smoking those two cigars when it was, and these are like 8 years ago. Sometimes it's the situation or the cigar or the place you smoked it that creates a memory, and I sort of have an example that wraps all three of those up. I used to be in sales a long time ago. This is 6 or 7 years ago. I was off to a bad start that year, and I said to myself, I'm going to go to the cigar store and buy a really good cigar. I bought a Padron Family Reserve cigar, and at whatever point in the year I reach my sales plan, I'm going to light that baby up and smoke it and celebrate. So fast forward now to October of that year, and I finally had hit my plan. I had real long lead times in the type of product that I sold. So this is like mid-October, and all the stuff was going to ship by the end of the year, and I was guaranteed of making my plan. So ready to celebrate with my Padron Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. or so, and I go back here where I am about right now and light up my Padron Family Reserve, and I'm really enjoying it and basking in the moment. And all of a sudden my phone rings. And my company was calling, and they said, we're doing this conference in Utah, and the person who's supposed to go isn't able to go. Can you get a flight tomorrow and get there so you're ready for the conference Sunday morning? And I said, okay. So that kind of spoiled my moment, which I will always remember, but I remember the cigar and remember the place or remember the situation. Speaking of my job that I had, I did a lot of traveling. And one of my responsibilities was I drove a demonstration training van around the whole western third of the country, all of November and December. I lit up a few cigars along the way to pass the windshield time that I had a lot of. And I can remember very vividly 3 cigars and where I was when I smoked those cigars while I was driving that van. One was just outside of Flagstaff, Arizona, and I was smoking a Padron 3000. I can remember where I was on the highway and everything else. Another one was I was driving on Highway 395 in Eastern California, and if you've ever been in that part of the country, it's not really a freeway. It's basically a 2-lane road that runs parallel to the mountains that go in Eastern California. If you can picture where Mammoth Lakes is, that's where it is. And this was like November, and all the businesses on that highway are closed because it's very summer seasonal, because the weather really sucks in winter. And I smoked an Alec Bradley Gatekeeper on that drive, and I specifically remember where I was when I did that. Last but not least is another one, and it really illustrates that it doesn't have to be anything special. I was in a parking lot outside of a Chipotle in Southern California, and I smoked a EP Carrillo New Wave Connecticut after lunch that day, out in the van by myself. Weird, wild stuff, huh? The mind is an interesting thing. So let me hear from you in the comments if you've had any experiences similar to that. And they, again, they don't have to be anything special. It can be one in your backyard like I was talking about, or somewhere on some highway in rotten weather. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to hearing from you, Jim from Cigars. I will see you next time.